So with this printed carpet, the pattern on this can run off big time. So what I'm going to do, what I am doing to get my seam directly through the pattern, so I went center right at the edge of the brown point right here, which is going to be center. I put my slit, I did it fairly close together in case it does try to run off. It's going to stay, I want it to be in that particular spot in my pattern. Now I'm going to fold a piece back and straight edge it on those marks. All right, so I got my marks now pushed up. Come down here close so you can see what's going on. I got my marks pushed up all the way down through here. Now I'm going to take and line my straight edge up right against those marks. And because it does run off, the pattern does run off, I may not be able to get every single mark on my straight edge. I might just have to go from cut to cut, and then from cut to cut, and then from cut to cut. We'll see how it works out. It may be that way in certain situations, depending on how much the pattern runs off. So right here and right there. Okay, these two are good. Let's check this. Matter of fact, I think I will just do 2 marks at a time. 1, 2. Okay, I've now passed 2 marks. Right here's my 3rd. Right here's my other one. Okay, to that mark, now I'll come to my 4th and final mark again, right here, there. Okay. Notice what side I have my straight edge on also. I don't have my straight edge over here on the small piece. I have it over here on the big piece of carpet because when I put pressure down on my straight edge, it's going to cause this to go flat rather than to be all humped up. Sometimes whenever you're trying to push the carpet in and manipulate it to get on your marks, it'll actually twist this at a little bit of a bind or something. So that's why I've got my flat spot over my straight edge over here to push this down flat. Okay. Okay, so I want to take a look here, right here at my, right at the edge of this point. So right at the edge of this point, right at the edge of this point is right there at that point. That actually lines up perfect right there. But down here, you can see that it is off just a little bit. So this edge will have to be shifted. That's why you don't want to just put a little, that's why you don't want to just go beside your pre-cut piece and go ahead and make your slits like that. You want to go in the same spot on this piece as you did on this piece, and then make your seam join together, because the patterns will run off. And if you do that, you're going to have an ugly seam. Your pattern is not going to be matched up properly. So make your slits in the same spot on this pattern as you did this one and give it a cut, okay? All right. All right. So I got my slit here. You can see how often that I have them, and that is on the same spot of the pattern I just cut. So not to cut it right next to the other piece because the pattern's not true. Again, I'm going to line my little slits and go from slit to slit to slit. And once again, I have my straight edge on the big piece. Okay, so right here is a good example of why you don't want to just run your board straight, your straight edge straight. Let me see right here. So we're good here, right on my slit, right on my slit here, right on my slit here, and look, right there. So I'm actually probably 3/16 of an inch off. So rather than just go with it, I'll slide it over here and then when I get back down here, because I pushed it to this one, now this one's covered up. So when I get my knife cutting down here to this one, then I'll slide my edge back over from this slit to this slit. Okay, so I'm going to slide it over to the one that was pushed off before I finish my cut. Okay, now I'm going to slide it back over to my bottom cut. You're saying, boy, that sure ain't straight. You're exactly right. It's not straight, but it is in the right spot for my pattern to be right. That's what we want to focus on. We can manipulate the carpet to go together and stay where we want it, because carpet's a fabric. It's material. It's not a board. You can actually bend and twist and scrunch and pull on it. So, not a big deal. I'm going to do the same thing right over here on this one. I've got 3 slits here. 1, 2, and 3, and they are lining up good, so I don't have to worry about shifting that or anything. Okay, now watch this. See how close it is here in the center? It's almost good. It's all got to come in a little bit, but it's close here. I got a sizable gap here, and I have a really sizable gap down here, but when I push those together, you'll see it all match up. Push pause right there.